Yo, retirees and soon-to-be retirees. The garden is starting to come alive. It's almost 3/4 of the way through April. The first few things are starting to bloom. Serviceberry trees are blooming. The native violets are blooming. Right in front of them are some native columbine that are in bud. They'll be blooming soon. The garden is starting to come alive. This time of year, there's some trials and tribulations as well. The brush pile that was right over there before was unfortunately taken away by county employees because they thought they were doing something good and they thought that was messy and looked ugly. Unfortunately, they took away the home of the voles. There were bees that were wintering underneath there, as well as other insects. There were some hawk moths that were wintering under there. And they didn't only take that one away, there were two others. They took them all away. So you have to deal with these kind of things if you're going to garden in public spaces, public park. I spoke to one of the supervisors, and hopefully that's not going to happen again in the future. Across the way, you can see all that brown stuff. That's mugwort. That's what this garden used to be, and you can see now there's no mugwort here, very little. There's a couple of the park employees that unfortunately want to help me, and I don't really need help, but that's beside the point. The only other things really blooming right now, there's some dandelions, which dandelions are not native, but I leave them here because there's not a lot of things that are flowering for the early bees. I've seen a few bumblebees around already. They need nectar. Even if there's no pollen there they can use, they do need nectar. So I leave those there. Also, unfortunately, there's some mugwort coming up. This is the newest section of the garden. So I need to weed all this out. And that's not a big deal because I enjoy weeding. I really do. Very therapeutic. Here's some beautiful penstemon coming up and about to bloom soon. Lots of exciting things going on in the garden right now. If you look at that part of the garden over there, that's the oldest part of the garden, and there is basically no mugwort there. And the reason being is those plants are well established. There's a lot of asters and goldenrod there. They grow fast. They crowd out the invasive species as long as I keep the deer off, because the deer will eat the native plants. So I put deer repellent down, and a little later on in this video I'm going to show you why the deer are an issue here. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, I love them, but there's too many of them and they're very destructive. So that's what's going on right now in the garden, and there'll be some more additions to this video, and we'll see what else is happening. But the reason that I want you to do this is because, number one, you get outside, breathe fresh air, get some physical exercise. You will mellow out. Just being out in nature relaxes you. You will learn things as you garden and find out what's invasive and what's not, and all this other stuff you'll learn. It's good for your brain. It'll help keep you from getting dementia or worse. And that's really the goal here. So there's two goals. The goal is to get retirees off their butts, away from the TV, out into nature, get healthy, be happy. And the other goal is to help the planet that's in really deep trouble. So these are the two things that we're trying to do here. And there's lots of ways you can do this. You can do a little garden in your yard if you have a yard. I'm going to do a video soon on some of these butterfly gardens and native gardens that well-meaning groups have put together, and they look beautiful, and they take pictures, and they're all standing in front of the flowers for their websites, and then nobody ever comes back, and they go to crap. So you could volunteer and take ownership of some of these gardens, one or two retirees together, or even one person. I do it alone, you know, and really make them something special, and at the same time be very beneficial to you, your mental and physical health. So those are the two things we want to do. Okay, to be continued. And a lot of traffic today because it's a beautiful day, so everybody wants to get to the park. I don't know if you see these little shadows, but there are little bees and pollinators in the serviceberry area. I haven't been able to identify which ones yet, but that's a good thing, because these guys, it's a nice warm day, all these little bees and beetles and a couple of butterflies. I've seen a few butterflies already. They're coming out of hibernation and they need something to eat. And these flowers, these beautiful flowers on the serviceberry, these amelanchiers, are just full of nectar. Nectar is high in carbohydrates. It's sugar water, but they need that for energy, and there's pollen in here too, which is protein. So, things are starting to happen. Life is returning, and you can and should be a part of it. Okay, see you in a minute.